Welcome back. So last time we got to the last boss of Act 9 and died several times. So since that time, I have gone and done the third lab, where I have taken this here, Bastion of Elements, which gives me level 20 Primal Aegis when allocated, and that essentially gives me about 1700. It gives me 1725. I can take 1725 elemental damage before it starts taking it from my life or energy shield. So hopefully this will help. I also leveled up once and Arc leveled up once during the process. One thing that I found is that if you die at the boss here, there is no waypoint. You got to go all the way back to the quarry, and I'm probably going to have to go and fight the 3 bosses again to even get to the thing, which I think is absolutely stupid. I've never, I might have died to this boss, but not enough that I actually like quit and have to come back into the game, because there should be a waypoint close by. This is absolutely absurd that you've got to go through this. But that is what it is. So I've only got one of my golems up. There we go. So I don't know if I'm going to do any better. It's this way. But, no, it's worth another try. Is this exploding crystals when hit? The thing is, he's got the proximity shield, which means I can't even get close to him.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Make your wish.
I don't know what the empowered by wildwood wisps means. Like, unless it gives more loot, what do I care if things are empowered by wildwood wisps? Like, I thought the League, where you could follow the wisps and you could like go in different directions, and I thought that was one where you could actually like level up your weapons or whatever. Like, there would be actual individual stats, like a little tree on each weapon or something. I might be confusing that with another League, but I thought that's what the wisp led to. But I don't think that that happens here. It's just that the wisp return without the benefits. I don't get it. I don't like these lightning pillars. Any totems. Right, they have made quick work of my golems too. I would have been dead there for sure if I didn't have the Elemental Aegis. Primal Aegis, whatever it's called. I thought this was the wrong... I was hoping I could go around without having to deal with those totems again. Alright. Look at that. The golems are already dead again. If I had a minion life support, I would put it on them, but I do not. Oh, dead end again. Oh, nice, a unique. It's a bow, but still. Always happy when unique drops. I was in my actual SSF Ruthless whatever account, and I have a lot more uniques. Now, granted, I have a character that's at maps in there, but even throughout the campaign, I feel like a lot more uniques dropped. I think that's my third one that's dropped here, maybe the fourth. Yeah, I only had the one pair of boots until I ran all the labs and stuff. Like, it's been funny that this is the one that I've tried to capture on camera, and it's probably been the worst luck for drops in terms of supports, in terms of movement speed, boots, uniques, alterations. I mean, I only had one until I did all those labs, so yeah, it is the way. It's the luck of the draw, right? So it's interesting to see kind of the extremes. I really wish I didn't have to go and do these three again. I don't.
The souls of these three continue to surprise us.
Oops. I didn't find them to be too problematic. I think Malagaro was probably the worst one. Maybe it was Guidry, I forget. But oh my gosh, that final boss, whatever it is, the Trinity thing or whatever, that's terrible. I don't know. I read about the fight. I guess those giant red balls are lightning. So at least this Primal Aegis should help against those a little bit. Although I don't know if they hit, because this helps against hits. If those just do damage, well, lightning doesn't do damage over time, so it has to be hits. Has to be just quick, like subsequent hits or something. But either way, they last for 30 seconds apparently. And I mean, part of their design is to make the arena smaller. But if you can, you know, because she does more than one of them, she kind of puts them in each corner. But if each one goes away after 30 seconds, then maybe that's not too bad. But it makes it harder to kite around her. And I guess this Primal Aegis 2, if you don't take damage, it starts to, like elemental damage for a while, it starts to kind of recharge. Or if you deplete it, it recharges, which is good. Because when you're taking a lot of elemental damage, you're gonna be depleting it.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Yeah, I just realized that my golems are down, because she would have died the culling strike earlier than that if my golems were up, but again, I forget about them and they're weak. If I didn't have culling strike on them, I would have already gotten rid of them by now. Like, they're useless otherwise. You know, in certain circumstances, they draw a little bit of aggro, which can help, but if they can only tank like half a hit, who cares? But with culling strike, they're nice. I just need to remember to bring them back. Just forget. Oh, I wanted to check if I have my Chaos Belt on. One that gives me 27% Chaos Resistance. I feel like I don't, because that thing took a lot of damage. Did a lot of damage. Whoa. Dude. No, I don't have it on. Alright, this is a bit of a problem. Hold on, I bound a portal key. Thanks to someone who gave me the comment that I should do that, because I didn't know that was a thing. Apparently in 3.24 that became a thing. So thank you for that advice, because I had no idea. I did do it.
Anything you need, just ask.
I'm not going to sell that bow, obviously. That's not the greatest claw. Alright, so this bow gives me some crit, multi, increased physical damage. 92 to 277 is not bad for... I mean, it's level 62. That's not good for a high-level bow. 50% more damage with arrow hits at close range and knockback. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I'm not doing a bow build anyway, but it seems weird. I did fill up my jewelry thing too from when I was running that lab or whenever. I think what I did is I think I also ran the other lab, the cruel one, once, hoping to get another support gem, but it didn't drop. And then I was, I came to get the belt, but I was kind of nervous or you know, apprehensive about going and you know, doing the whatever, merciless or whatever, the third lab. And I did, when I did do it, I died about 5 times. So it definitely wasn't easy. I died sometimes to just regular yellow mobs, to traps once, and to Azaro on more than once. I think twice I died to Azaro. His slam one-shots me, so you have to make sure that you don't get slammed by him. Alright, so not only does Malagaro, because that trinity is like a combination of all 3 of these bosses, right? So the fact that Malagaro does chaos damage, like, you definitely want to have some chaos res here when you get to both to Malagaro here and also when you get to that final boss. I'm not going to bother with that essence. I just don't feel like doing that in an arena with these spinning things. And alright, if I just get past these, I'm not going to try and fight any of this crap. Here we go. And he's disappeared. And my golems are dead again. He has a pretty vicious melee attack. Alright, got my 3 golems up again at least. So hopefully one of them can culling strike Malagaro here. Getting there. There we go. Dude, what the... Oh, I guess the arena just opens up the door and they were waiting outside the door. I'll level clarity up again. Maybe I won't. I don't find that I'm running out of mana right now, so I'm gonna hold off on leveling that up again. I'm hoping because the Mirage spawned in the last one of Malagaro's one that it won't spawn here too. Last time it only spawned on one of them, I believe. think that's my golems that have leveled up here. Yeah. I don't know. I'm assuming by leveling them up, they're getting a little bit more life at least, so keep them alive for longer than a single blow. Was cursing me or doing something with chaos damage because my energy shield was intact and my life was going down. Which I'm like never looking at like my ball. My microphone is actually blocking the kind of the bottom left part of my screen from my eyes, so I don't get to see my life there. I'm usually looking at it right above my character, and when your life is dropping but your energy shield is there, it can be a little rough. So when she starts pulsing, I don't think there's anything I can do other than just try and, like, survive it. Yeah, this thing here. That's rough, man. Bro, it's like, how is it doing it again already? What the fuck is that? Oh, man.
At last, out.
Alright, my charges are all gone right now. I am going to refill them.
Can we be of help?
See ya.
I also wish I could level up. I forgot, you know, I'm gonna die and start losing XP. But I don't want this to go away. Alright, I've got to get 2 bars of XP. I don't want to lose access to this zone is the problem. Alright, let's try something. 2 bars isn't much. I can go to a relatively high level zone, kill some enemies, and just don't spawn a waypoint. And if I do this in less than 8 minutes, the zone shouldn't despawn. So 2 things. I don't want to lose the XP, because I assume I'm going to die a bunch of times in this fight. But also, I'll be taking another life node, which will help out a little bit. So this is why I would like to try and do this. So I've almost got one bar. I just want to get 2 and then go fight the affinity thing. Yeah, magic monsters are good. They give better XP. Faster casting is all up. ruby ring. That's nice. I'm not going to go and fight mini boss or anything like that. Alright, I've almost got the level. This should do it. Go. Alright, now I want to go back to town. My portal should still be there. Good, it is. Alright, so let's level up first. We'll be taking these ones here. So it'd be nice if I got to this one, because that's an extra 7% life, plus some regen and more mana, but 4% life. I'm at 2167. I take this. I'm at 2208. That's not a lot of life, to be honest. But at least now if I die a bunch of times, I'm not losing any XP. And that'll make the pain a little bit less. Alright, I got 3 golems. Now I've got this Aegis. Let's try it. Oh, I hate this guy. He slams first. His melee attack is like a cleave or something. Forget, I looked it up. Golem's still alive yet. Alright. These things are fucking way tankier than they should be.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Alright, well last time, every single time those things came out, they killed me. So they must do elemental damage. And my Aegis is helping me out a little bit. Alright, golems are still alive, that's good. Alright, so here's these lightning things. Definitely don't want to go near them. I also don't want to be near the boss because he hits hard. Alright, my golems are dying. I have no Aegis right now. I need it to come back. Whoa! So I think those things can shotgun you. That's why you have to be a little careful. Yeah. There's something that like slows me down too. Oh, it was Culling Strike. I had one. I had one golem left. Oh, thank God. I do not like that guy. All right, what can I do here? All right.
I ain't gonna lie. If you're thinking about
You're questioning me. Well, ready to go? Just
All right. Act 10.
well, once more.
Oh, I just thought of something. This is the first one, the only act that you don't have like a transition between the acts where you've got to kind of run a little zone. I've never noticed that before. Oh, I'm so relieved that I was able to get past that. That Primal Aegis or whatever was super helpful. I think that was definitely the move.
Remember, humanity needs
Fine day for
Normally I wait to, you know, over level to do the lab. But in this case I thought, like, if I can beat Azaro, it's well worth it to try and get that
Remember,
extra
we do
help.
this for freedom.
And fire res is nice, but it's a high strength roll on that. It's got the regen. If it had no life at all, that'd be better. 2 resistances. 4 life, really. Yeah, that was my belt. Well, that's nice. It's got fire resistance and rarity of items.
Remember, we do this for freedom.
Alright, I think I'm gonna put this belt on right now. I don't think there's anything doing chaos anytime soon. Now, I'm wondering... So the rarity of items is a prefix. Another resistance would be a suffix. Oops. So it might be worth trying to do an augmentation on this, just to see if I get a second resistance. +8 to all resistances. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. That's 35 fire, and then 8 to the other ones. This is giving me most of my cold resistance. And that's giving me a lot of my lightning. 22 of my lightning. I think if I replaced either one of my rings, it's going to bring my resistances down. Although I've actually got the most fire, so that's the least I need to do. Okay, well, it might be helpful on another character or sometime in the future. I'm not going to delete this character when I get through the campaign, if I get through the campaign, but you know, I'm not interested in taking this one through maps. Not yet. I mean, maybe if I find some more supports, I might come back to it, but I'm interested more so in trying to get another character going. Alright, well, let's try and tackle Act 10 here. Tell you, this Primal Aegis is coming clutch. I like it. Chaos and wither resistant. Is it doing chaos damage? Like it felt like it was. I don't know. Don't care that I lost the XP. Yeah, I don't know what it's doing, but that thing hits hard, man.
When I'm ready and not before.
you there.
Alright.
I am in
Essentially, there's a bunch of those things.
Help me.
Heralds of Katava, or whatever they're called. Poison. Take chaos damage. Yeah. Leveled up here. Blasphemy support. So what's the area? See, I'm thinking about using Blasphemy on my next character too. So I'm gonna... Oops. I was gonna not level it up again. So I can use it earlier. Oh well. Because I kind of want to play my Corporal Ash Assassin, and I use the Assassin's Mark to get power charges.
Good to see you made it.
But then I also want to curse enemies because I convert all my damage to chaos. So I use Despair. I think an onslaught would be nice to have.
Now that you have returned, remember,
Yeah,
we
so
do this for free.
because of that,
Then it is as before we proceed. Remember, humanity needs us.
hold on, I want to talk to these guys too. They've still got the exclamations.
Now that the Brine King, time and time.
Was a time. Ah, see ya, chum.
Right, so because he uses Assassin's Mark and Despair, then I do take the node on the tree that says you can do 2 curses. But it'd be nice to have one of them, like Despair, running with Blasphemy. And then I don't have to worry about like manually cursing everyone. I can just focus on manually doing the Assassin's Mark. I also take a node that gives like 100% increased duration on charges, so I get like 20 seconds. And then I don't know if it's just the way that charges work or if it's something, but I find that as soon as I replenish, say for example, if I've got 4 charges, like I got the 1 plus 1 to max, and I have all 4 charges, then getting one more charge like puts the whole thing back up to 20 seconds, right? So once you kind of get max charges, you just have to like get another power charge every 20 seconds. And with Assassin's Mark, that's pretty easy. But I've also got a node that gives me a 12% chance, well, it's a cluster of nodes, but it gives ultimately a 12% chance on getting a random charge when you kill an enemy. So that could be another power charge. And then I've also got gloves that give me like another 12% or something. They're unique gloves that I found. And what I'm talking about is that in my solo self found, I was actually trying to level up this character. So that's why I've tested a little bit. I got just past Kitava, so I just got to the beginning of Act 6. And it's felt pretty good so far, so I definitely felt better than Arc, so I'm kind of excited to play it next. But I don't know. I'm thinking about just trying to bring it up in here, like in this one, because I've got vicious projectiles, and I think that would be good to use. And I'd like to just try it again. You know, and try and get through the campaign in that. There's the possibility that I just maybe want to go back to the actual SSF, because like really my whole intention with Ruthless is that I enjoy playing SSF, but I just didn't want to clear out my current SSF account, and I wanted to kind of, for this video series, do a very fresh start. So that's why I went to my just regular Ruthless, but intending to treat it like SSF, which I can still maintain. Still do. I might go over there. I've got a lot of uniques. I like those unique gloves. And I've got 2 unique daggers that I think would be excellent on the assassin. The issue with them is that each one does 20% less attack speed, or less projectile speed. I guess attack speed. I don't know how that works when you're dealing with daggers but firing projectiles, and you've got like increased projectile speed. Obviously that's going to be affecting them, but the attack speed must also be reducing, if like a reduced attack speed would be reducing that. So I'm hoping that 2020 for it's 20% reduced for each dagger. I don't know if it's less or if it's decreased, right? Probably less, which I don't know. But I know that there's a node on the tree that gives 50% increase, and I think that increased projectile speed or whatever gives another 50%. And on that account, I do have that gem. So I should be able to mitigate the daggers if I want to use them. And they seem to do decent damage. Although I might just use one of them, because if you've got 2, if you're dual wielding, then Cobra Lash like throws each dagger like one at a time. And I don't think there's a real benefit to that over having like a shield, which is going to give you some extra defense, and then just one dagger. Plus, you only have to worry about having one dagger. Like, you know, like having the whatever stats or I mean, it's unique, so I don't know if I'd be keeping that forever, if it would just carry me through for a while. But it's harder to try and get 2 weapons than 1. Like 2 good weapons. I'm like all confused as to where I'm going. I think I'm confusing this with like Act 5. I think with this one you just go right up. Whoa. Holy crap, man. I think with this one you just go right up to kind of outside of the ossuary. Get that waypoint. There's not a lot of places to go. Act 5 is pretty short. Yeah, here's the waypoint, so this is good. Yeah, it's the ossuary, but when you go in, you go to the basement this time. Yeah, the bone pits, that's the name of it. So I'll do that at the end. Right now, I guess I'll go over to the temple. What's my... Yeah, so... Once I free Innocence or whatever, then he'll get me through those horns. Yeah. Tava's probably going to be a horrible fight on this character. Yeah, I'm all confused. I've done this before and I've known exactly where to go, but for some reason I'm just not thinking straight for these things. My mind's a bit scattered. I'm trying to think about the Katava fight. I'm thinking about Cobra Lash. I don't even want to fight this guy, so I'll move past him. So I think I'm level 70 now. Right, there's no waypoint in this one. That's only on the Act 5 one. But once I get past this floor, there'll be a waypoint. Alright, so... I don't know what that was that even killed me there. Those guys didn't seem particularly threatening, but... it doesn't take much. Yeah, like half my health is gone right there. Glad I'm not playing hardcore. Alright, I'll take a couple of rares, that's always nice. And I know what these guys are. These guys are Mirage people. Bleeding. Oh, something dropped. Oh, it's Reap. That's funny. I just spent some time leveling up a Scion. And I took her all the way to Act 3. I had to kill Gravicius with her to get Reap. Not that I wasn't using it. I tried to use Exsanguinate and Reap, and I tried to use Exsanguinate, and I found it did like Arc made it look good. That's how much damage it was doing. I just don't understand it. I've seen people say that it's a good league starter for Ruthless, but I have no idea. Maybe I just have to spec into some stuff in the tree to get it to feel good. But I was just trying to get the gems, so I got Reap, Exsanguinate, and some other gem that does some type of thing that costs life too. We get it, corrupted charges or something. I don't know. I forget what it is. Okay, so I thought that I might want to try a Scion build with that stuff. But because the Scion that I was using to get that stuff, I was kind of more like speccing into physical stuff because I was using splitting steel. You know, it just... I thought like I'd get the gems at least. So anyways, I took all that time to get Reap, and then Reap just dropped. Alright, so this guy keeps getting brought back to life. That's what it is. So one of these guys must be reviving people. Alright. Alright, so something is still reviving people, no? Yeah. It's the apparition. What? Alright, so if an enemy revives people, and then when that enemy dies, it becomes an apparition, then the apparition also persists and revives people. That's fun. Oh great, I didn't even realize that Buddy Boy was here.
What is your desire?
So I did do a bronze jewel one, just for the science, and it had, I think I dropped 1 rare and 2 magic jewels. I think one of the ones I got gave 7% life, amongst some other stuff. So that's not too bad. I'm gonna have a jewel that's not like some unique one that does something really special, then, or like a corrupted one that says like corrupted blood can't be placed on you. Then I definitely like having the life. I'm just not even gonna. Holy sweet shit, man! I'm hindered. I didn't see what that ring was. I just saw a ring and I picked it up. And it was rare, so... What's this? Elemental Focus? I'll level that up again. What was the ring? Oh, a ruby ring. That's nice. I find that rings are always so helpful in getting my resist worked out. And whenever there's a build that like says like, oh, use this like unique ring for the build, and it doesn't have any resistances on it, I always think it makes things feel worse. Especially if you want to cap out element or chaos resistance too, right? Then the amethyst rings are very helpful. All right, so I'm gonna go back and clear up my inventory here.
Yes.
I mean, it's got a high dex requirement. Some of these things I didn't even mean to pick up. It's got a lightning resist. That's got a really good life, but like... Again, high dex. It's got a life and a weak resistance.
For freedom.
Greetings.
I find generally like boots without movement speed are useless, and oh, this has lots of fire resist. Wow, and 21% increased rarity of items. Some cast speed. That's actually a nice ring. +3 to all res. I mean, I wish that was +8 to all res, but still 51 +3, 54 to fire res. Like that's a great ring. I'm gonna put it in here. I'm gonna remove one of these like not so important rings, because I'm less likely to find the rings that are in here. I'm gonna keep these. Yeah, I was gonna keep these. Just we'll thin this out a bit too. All right. So at least in the desecrated chambers here, I don't fight Innocence again. I forget who it is that I fight, but he only has one phase. Like once you kill him, he's gone. And I don't remember him being as hard as Innocence, so hopefully it won't be too bad.
I like you better.
I mean, my life is quite low. I wish I had more life on gear. I could probably prioritize more life on gear. My resistances are all capped, at least for now. And like once I kill Kitava, I don't intend to keep playing this for now. So I'll lose the 30% more resists, but I won't have to deal with that unless I decide to pick this character back up again. But yeah, because like I'm almost at maps, right? And like I would never enter maps with like 2300 life. That's crazy. The Elemental Aegis certainly helps, or whatever, Primal Aegis, whatever it's called. Oh, the wrong way. But there's lots of things that do either chaos or physical damage, so this doesn't help against that stuff at all. Not to mention, Kitava himself is going to be brutal. He hits really hard too. I don't know what damage he does. Like, I know there's certainly physical. I think it's physical and fire. I think it's a mixture of the two. I mean, I know when he, like, lights the whole arena on fire and stuff, like, that's fire, but I think a lot of his hits are doing partial fire, partial physical damage, but I forget. I read about it and then I forget. I'll take the dual demon horns, but they give flat fire. Oh, and in case, I think that, as I said, I ran the lab before doing this, like the Merciless lab, but I also ran the Cruel lab once more before too, and I think at that point I switched out. I found someone that was offering a shield that had +1 to lightning. +1 to lightning skill gems, and when I tried to equip it with my wand, my actual other wand was doing more damage than the +1 would give, so it didn't make sense to have the 2 +1s. But then I thought about it and I thought, well, that other wand with the minion stuff wasn't helping me, so I kept this wand, which has 19% increased spell, 36% increased lightning. It adds 1 to 34 flat lightning, some mana, and then this shield gives me +1 to lightning and 18 to fire res. So with these, now I'm getting a little bit of extra defense with a 25% chance to block, and then the fire res and whatnot. So that just made more sense to me than keeping that minion wand. And when I actually tried to equip both the wand and the shield with +1 on lightning for each of them, it was doing actually a little bit less damage than by keeping this wand that I have. So +1 to lightning is generally preferred, but if it's got no other helpful stats, then a good wand with helpful stats might actually be a bit better. There's a Divine Life Flask. I want to get that. Alright, I see the doorway to the arena. I guess I gotta go up and around here. Oops. Okay. I have no idea what happened there. I was just going to say, I can't believe my golems are still alive. Alright, let's walk through this whole area again. Why not? What a terrible place to die, man. I was at the end of the zone. I was almost at the door to the arena. I've got a gem level up too. Focus channeling. Divine Mana Flask too. So I do feel like by playing when you're handicapped like you are in Ruthless, it forces you to learn the game a bit better. So not only the fights and maybe their mechanics, right, but also the way that things interact or the way that skills are. Because following a build guide, like you can just, you know, not quite be clear what is making it work. You just know that if you do the, you know, X, Y, and Z, it works. You know, and you know, common sense, you can look at it and see why some of the things work, but things can be deceiving. I think Arc looks okay on paper. It's got a lot of things that seem to be going for it. I mean, for example, I've got Elemental Overload. Arc, when it's not chaining, it can add extra damage per chain that's remaining. Like, things like that make it feel like, oh, it's got kind of more going for it than your average skill. But I don't find that it feels decent. Okay, I'm going to not level this up now. I don't find that it feels that decent when you're playing with it, especially without supports. But there's certainly other things that on paper they might not even catch your attention, and yet if you play with the skill, you can find that it's amazing. I'm doing a mine build, galvanic or glacial, whatever it is. It's some type of glacial mine, and it's one of the transfigured ones. And I mean, it just wipes out entire screens. It's spectacular. Not in Ruthless, mind you. This is just in regular League, Mirage League. And that's what I started with, and it's great. And I followed a build guide for that. And it just does so much damage. But yeah, so I like the idea of being able to learn the game a bit better. And I find that both Ruthless and Hardcore both make you kind of slow down and pay attention. My problem is that even when I'm paying attention, sometimes I forget what I even learned before. So that's always a possibility too. Let's see how this guy is. He's not as bad as Innocence, but he still might suck. I know you don't want to be there when he does the yeah, he hits hard. Guess I don't want to be in front of that beam. All right, so like, how frickin' wide is his reach there? That's crazy. Definitely don't want to be there with that. So he has a cadence, and I don't want to get hit by those things. They're a little bit more unpredictable. But he has a cadence for his beam. Like, not just this thing, but his, like... Oh, he brings the statues to life. No. Like, it's... Like, Path of Exile used to be that, like, if you died multiple times, the boss wouldn't, like, reset its health and all that stuff, so you could just, like, you know, get through. No, that's no longer the case. Like, I don't know. So I took my eyes off him for a second. I was trying to look at what that thing puts on me. Right, this degen here. So it's heretical flare, physical damage over time. Is what you take. I'm losing all my XP. It's hilarious. Yeah. So I if I throw a flask down, then I can like survive that degen. But like, look, his like even his energy shield isn't even down right now. Like, I don't get a lot of opportunities to damage him. For a moment, I felt like it might be doable until you get too close and he does that. So there's a cadence to his shots, right? Those things there. So between those balls, I can like stop and like hit him with a few arcs, right? Which isn't bad. But then he's got the beam that he throws in. He's got these things that do the degen, which are a little bit unpredictable as to where they're going to land. But then he brought that... So this thing I got to avoid too. Then he brought that statue back to life. Avoid this. Avoid these. See, now the statue's here. Got beams coming. These things are a little crazy. But fundamentally, there's a cadence to his main shots that allows me to actually attack him between them. But what I can't predict as well are these, you know, big beams that do the physical degen. Stuff like that. Like, this is painful even just to get him to half here. Oh, whoa. That beam's coming. Good. I think the thing is, too, you don't want to, like, lose sight of him, because he could cast that beam when you're not paying attention. You know, or if he's, like, slightly off screen. Like this. I can't see him right now. He could be winding up that beam. He is. Alright, so some of my flasks are empty. Alright, the beam's coming. Alright, that's not bad. Oh, I got the degen. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Alright, I'm getting out of here. Alright, gonna refill my flasks.
Yes.
Oh, take a second to breathe here. So we'll get rid of this stuff.
Yes. For freedom.
Alright, I might be able to get him here. Look at that. Life and resistance, but no movement speed. It's not a bad claw. 185. That's decent. Keep that. Some cold res. 10% cold res. Forget about that. It's got life and 2 reses. Again, a dex base, because that seems to be the case mostly, but...
We do this for freedom.
So it's got more maximum charges. I like that. Because I can actually use this 5 times before it's useless. It's 8. Alright, let's go try here. I gotta be careful once I get back in. But I've got him down pretty low. So let's see. Alright, I got hit by the degen right away. Oh, the beam was coming. Alright, so he's got energy shield up again. If I can get that back down. Beam's coming. I knew I was walking right through that degen thing, but had to avoid the beam. Beam. Come on, guys. Come down to 10% and do Culling Strike. Beam. Alright, let's get more than one golem out. Culling Strike. The rescue. Oh, thank God. Oh. Oh, that guy sucks way more than I thought he did. But again, like in normal circumstances, you're never forced to, you know, have to deal with those things. Like you kill them fairly quickly. I don't have to walk back. I can just use, go right to the waypoint now. So I'll go back here. And then I'll go down, whatever it is at the very bottom down here, and then the reliquary. Guess I'll go clean up my inventory now.
I fear I have not.
Bannon was a man who...
Right, there's my last uncut gem thing.
For freedom.
Yes.
See, I don't like how narrow this walkway is here, because I accidentally talk to people.
Yes.
Alright. So, I mean, I'm not eager to go fight Kitava yet. And that's tough to get there. But I think I'm going to go down. I think the reliquary, the quest for this one, he just gives you... I want to say it's a rare belt. Which can be worth it because you don't get rares that often. So if it's like a rare leather belt or a rare heavy belt, that could be decent. Especially if it has some resists on it and life. Again, I might be misremembering, but I think that's what he gives you for that one. And then the other thing to do down here is, I think it's a skill point. which I will gladly take because I haven't leveled up since the fight with the Trinity thing. Just before it. I just want to get down here to this waypoint without dying. Alright, so I got confused. I see where the waypoint is. I gotta get back there, but I don't necessarily want to go back where the thing is having the lightning totems. I'm gonna try and go around here. See, I thought when I was coming down here, I thought I was coming down kind of the far right edge. And then I had to go over, but I can see now that I was coming down closer to the middle. And it's actually this direction I have to come over. Here we go. If I can get the waypoint, that would be helpful. And then I think as soon as I get the waypoint, I'm going to come back out and go get the reliquary waypoint too. So the boss that you have to fight to get this skill point kind of sucks. He's kind of like the Ralakash fight where he like litters the arena with like a line of like, I don't know, pain. And there's a lot going on, and because he kind of goes absent for a while and then he comes back, and it's hard to keep track of where he is and when he's back. I think it's like 3 lines and then he comes back, but you don't know where he's going to appear in the arena again. Alright, so I'm just going to go back. I think I'm probably going to do this first. It'd probably be better to level up here before, because that boss will be harder than anything I find here. So maybe I can kill enough enemies to get one more level, get some extra life. Make that boss fight a little bit easier on myself. But yeah, I find that fight, because it's kind of phases, right? Once you get him to like 33% or whatever, he's gonna, you know, kind of leave and fly through the arena, and do some type of crap where he drops lines of garbage on you. So it doesn't even matter how strong you are, because you're still gonna have to endure those phases, and so I find that fight isn't very fun. I'm never looking forward to it on any character that I have, but I feel like on this character that fight's going to be worse than usual. So I think the teardrop was all that I actually had to get here, instead of having to go around. I was thinking that I had to do like the other one, we got to do all 3. Yeah. Alright, I guess I'll leave. That thing. Alright, I could just log out and go back to the waypoint, but I'm just gonna go to the go to this waypoint right here. Get a rare claw though. Good disco ball. Oh, my golems are dead. Alright, so control blocks, that's where I'm going back to here. Let's bring my golems back. So I think what I'll probably do is I'll probably call this video if I can beat this boss, then I'll call it there, and then do hopefully one last video that takes me to the end, although that's providing I can kill Katava. I feel like Katava's going to be a little brutal. Especially with the So where's the totem that's giving these things like their power here? So it looks like they're buffed by a totem. I never even saw it. Alright, so I mean we're already an hour and 10 minutes into this video, so maybe what I'm going to do is I will stop this video, and then I will immediately start recording the next one. Yeah, because I don't mean for them to be so long sometimes, like, recently, but these things are hitting me hard. Like I had the video recently that was almost 2 hours long, like I don't want them to go that long. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop the video, and then I will start recording the next one. And yeah, I'll see you in a few. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.